So I just want to talk to you today, about yourself a little bit. This is just some one-on-one life coaching, all right, about yourself. Let's talk to you about some statistics that I found. According to the Women's Sports Foundation, girls and women who play sports have a more positive body image than girls who don't participate in sports. That keeps you a little bit ahead of the game. Girls who participate in sports have higher self-esteem and pride in themselves. Girls who play sports take more risks and are more aggressive. Girls who play sports are less likely to smoke cigarettes. Okay, smoking cigarettes and running up and down the field and court, that just don't work, all right? Research also suggests that girls who participate in sport are more likely to experience academic success and graduate on time. Teenage female athletes are less than half likely to get pregnant as female non-athletes, 5% and 11% respectively. Women who exercise report being happier than those who do not exercise. Women who are active in sports and recreational activities really have greater confidence than people who don't. Ladies, I have good news for you. This is called Leaders for Life. These facts already say that you're a leader. You already beat the odds of these facts that I showed. Number 2, find your unique you. Now I put a couple little pictures up here of me when I was a little girl. Here's me on the first one, doing like this. And most of you know that I love heels and I love fashion and all that. That's just me. Some people say, Coach Rose, why are you always wearing those heels? You're already 6 foot tall. What are you doing? This is just what I like to do. Just let me be me. And something else I want to show you. Over here, you can't see me. I was 5 years old. Honestly, y'all was about this tall, 5, not popular at all. Okay? Over here on the side is a little flip chart. I knew I wanted to be a teacher when I was 5 years old. I had my 2 little friends that'd be in the basement, JJ and TT. And after school, JJ and TT would be sitting there and the whole basement was set up for school. What is it that you want to do? Discover your unique you. Ask yourself this question, all right? Ask yourself 2 questions, as a matter of fact. Number 1, what makes you happy? Think about that for a second. What is the thing that truly makes you happy? And number 2, what makes you cry? Think about that. When you find out those 2 things, you'll begin to develop and shape and mold into who you were created to be. I know what makes me happy, and I also know what makes me cry. And those particular areas, those 2 groups, especially the group that makes me cry, that's the group I spend the most time with. It helps me develop and to become into the unique person that I was created to be. You all have uniqueness. Find out what that is. Ask those questions. Be comfortable with who you are. Listen, my shoulders is broad. I don't care, baby. They look good to me, even if nobody else don't like them. All right? Rick, you 6'5", you got it going on, baby. You 6'5". When you go into the setting, people going to look at you, even when you're supposed to be getting looked at. Okay? Same with you, Elise. Be comfortable with who you are. Don't compare yourself. Get away to all those little jealousies that girls can do. Can't we do that sometimes, y'all? Lord have mercy. That's horrible. Don't be like that. All right? Don't compare yourself. Society will tell you everything that you're not. Okay? But you got to tell yourself who you are. All right? Who are you? Find out who that person is. Who you are is not necessarily what you do. We get that mixed up sometimes. What I do is I teach, but that's not ultimately who I am. You're more than just your profession. You're more than just college basketball players. You have more to give. You have more of society to give. All right? Find out who you are. I don't care if you sit way on the end of the bench and you don't get no playing time. Guess what, baby? You can be on the end of the bench, cheering your teammates on, tell them, go, I believe in you. That's your uniqueness. Don't worry about that. Get your mind off of playing time and all. You got 4 years. Your playing time begins when you leave, when you graduate. That's true playing time. This is not really playing time. You think it's playing time. Playing time begins when you get out of Tennessee Tech. That's true playing time. Get your mind off the small things. Get your mind on big things. Think about your future after Tennessee Tech. Have an eagle mentality. Get a mentor. Listen to this. The greatest good you can do for another is not just to share your riches, but to reveal to him his own. Isn't that something? A mentor. A mentor will reveal to you your own. Think about that for a second. You are in leadership positions, all right? You are, whether you know it or not. You lead in the community, how you act in the class, how you carry yourself. You are a leader, all right? You need to understand that, all right? And it's really important how you carry yourself. That's really, really essential for you, all right? But what I want you to start thinking about, because you're going to be representing other women in sports. When you graduate, you're representing them now, is what can you do to invest and instill qualities in other young ladies? And you'll be even helping a lot of men as well, some of the professions that you're going into. How can you speak purpose and destiny? I put my 2nd grade teacher up here, Miss Miller. Isn't she pretty? Pretty as she want to be. Let me tell you about Miss Miller. I would go to school. I went to a little private school the first grade through 7th grade, so we'd stand in line. About 4 of us every day. It was only about 200 in the whole school. So we'd stand in line, and 4 of us would just go to Miss Miller every day to get that encouragement. And see, back then you could kiss the kids on the lips. Miss Miller would kiss me directly on my lips, and she'd go, Lanise, you are going to be great. Your destiny is big. I believe in you. You got great things ahead of you. You're going to help a lot of them. And she would speak this thing every day. Every day I would go in line and wait to hear the same thing, get my kiss and go. Every day, get my kiss and go. Every day, get my kiss and go. You know, and that was huge for me. My situation may not be like yours. Some of your situations is like, I came from a single parent home. My mom had some drug addiction problems. So she's not living because of that. So I didn't have my dad either. But I had Miss Miller. So I would come in line. Thanks, Miss Miller. Go back to class. Thanks, Miss Miller. I would sit in my class and I would start believing in myself. Find out who your mentors are in your life. People that speak riches and destiny and purpose down. Get with them. Get with them. Learn from them. And let me tell you something. I have a couple other mentors. One in particular. She is really no joke. Sometimes I hang up the phone with her and I'm just like, she gets on my last nerves. All right? Because she gets me straight, but I need that. But she really deals with truth. She said, Coach Rose, no, you can't do that. That's the wrong decision. And I'm like, wow, no. Don't hang around a bunch of yes people. You need some people that's going to challenge you to grow, lady. Work on your inward thoughts. You have thoughts going on all day. The battlefield's in your mind. This is where the battle's at. Your battle's not really people. They act crazy sometimes. But the battle is how you respond to their treatment is where the battle is. The battlefield is in the mind. And I'm telling you, I use self-talk. I have to. People will try to tell you what you're not capable of doing. You got to get in the mirror and say, baby, Coach Rose, you can do that. What's wrong with you, girl? Get yourself together. You got to talk to yourself like that. Nobody will know it's just you in the bathroom. Who cares? At least I got a chance of talking to myself and coming out better than trying to talk to a bunch of people who don't understand me anyway. That's wasting my time. I'd rather take a good old risk. Check this out. You are wise when you listen to people that have gone before you. We all have the capacity to change. But lasting change comes from within. From within. Lasting change comes from within. You have to have a desire to want to change. I can talk to you all day. You come in here, your mind is on Friday, you got off and all that. But you came because you want to change. You want to grow. You want to hear. That's good, ladies. That's a good start. If you hang around people that don't have nothing to lose, they'll see to it that you lose everything. So why is the chicken up here? Let's talk about that. The chicken. What does he do? Your little friends to be gossiping, talking about coach, teachers going, just that ain't going nowhere. I call that chicken talk. And some of you were in my sports psych or our sports psychology class. I call it chicken choice. I said, make sure you're not making poor chicken choices. They're like, Coach Rose, what's that? But they got a revelation. They understand because we are a what? Eagle. You can't be hanging around a bunch of chickens plucking around. That's not going to get you nowhere. You're an eagle, baby. You got to think big. People start talking that crazy stuff, talking down, putting people down, your leaders, your bosses, talking about your leadership, your coaches, your leadership. You need to correct them. No. Have you ever thought that maybe you're the problem? It's a good way to challenge that. You won't have a lot of friends, but it's okay. It's okay. Chickens make chicken sounds. When a bad storm comes, you know what chickens do? They all get together and they go in this little corner, right? And they all just, I wonder what they're saying to each other. Well, some of y'all don't think like that, but I just wonder what their conversations about. They just bucking around. But an eagle, baby, when a storm comes, you know, because they got those king eyes, they face the storm. The storm is coming, the wind's blowing. Us eagles, they just they going to the sun. They flying. They're facing the adversity. They're not running from it, right? That's the eagle way to think. That's the eagle way to think.